For many years, the CJF has taken the opportunity to to recognize titans from across our industry, whom Canadians have trusted to navigate and articulate the complex issues that challenge us. Those who have continued to earn our trust have received the CJF's highest honor, the CJF Tribute Award, which tonight is made possible through the support of the Google News Initiative. Past recipients of the CJF Tribute Award include Anna Maria Tremonti, Maria Reza, David Suzuki, Malcolm Gladwell, Martin Barron, and Tina Brown, to name just a few. And tonight, we are delighted to add a new name to this esteemed list. Since 1997, Canadians have invited broadcast journalist Lisa LaFlamme into our homes. Amid other roles, Lisa has served as parliamentary correspondent, foreign correspondent, the joyous face of our national celebration, and our comforting continuance in times of national tragedy. And in this past year, this journalist, who we've long trusted to deliver our news, found herself in the position of being the news. And she handled this in a way that she's always comported herself, with grace, with poise, with dignity, and she rose above her circumstances. Lisa LaFlamme is the journalist that we all aspire to be. To honor Lisa, please welcome a musician who is a legend in her own right. She is a multi-platinum recording artist who has garnered 2 Junos and the Order of Canada, among many other accolades from all across the globe, and we're so delighted that she's with us today. To join us in celebrating Lisa LaFlamme, please welcome Lorena McKinnon.
Well, thank you so very, very much. What a great honor it is to spend the evening with so many people whose work I've not only enjoyed, but I have benefited considerably. And particularly to honor Lisa, someone who I welcomed into my home, and a kind of journalist that we need more than ever in these very challenging times. I've long felt that democracy does not thrive as a spectator sport, and now more than ever, it's needed all manner of people to go out there and be soldiers of democracy. Each morning I stop at my local store and I pick up 2 newspapers, $8.40 for the 2 of them. And I think to myself, what incredible value. I could never, ever be exposed to the breadth and depth of the subjects that I'm so interested in and for which I benefit so greatly, and for which I'm very, very indebted to all of you. I want to say that it is a very great privilege to be able to appear this evening. And I think of another hat that I wear. It's actually as the Honorary Colonel for the Royal Canadian Air Force. And when I'm in their company, I was sitting here thinking tonight, just a couple of weeks ago, I was at the ball in Ottawa, looking around the room to people who are deeply devoted to civil society and our democracies, and who go out in harm's way. And I was thinking of you all here tonight. Thank you. So with that, I'd like to leave you with a poem that I set to music back in the 80s when Greg Gattenby had asked me to play at one of the first Authors Festival. It's a poem by W.B. Yeats. He grew up in the county Sligo. And this is a piece called The Stolen Child. The rocky highland of Sleuthwood in the lake, there lies the leafy island where flapping herons wake. The drowsing water rats crosses the dim grey sands with light. By far our father's rosses, we footed all the night, weaving golden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight. To and fro we leap and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and is anxious in its sleep. Come away, human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. And away with us he's going, the solemn-eyed. He'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, of the cattle on the hob, sing peace into his breast, or see the brown-nosed bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For here comes the human child to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than he can understand. Thank you very much.
That was beyond beautiful. I could see people in the crowd tearing up. That was so touching and so moving. Thank you for that. And now to present the CJF Tribute to Lisa LaFlamme, a reporter who, alongside Lisa, provided Canadians with on-the-ground coverage of both the passing of Queen Elizabeth and the coronation of King Charles. She is an accomplished, award-winning journalist, political journalist with CityNews, and my own personal mentor. Please welcome to the stage, Cynthia Mulligan.
Thank you. It is truly such an honor to be here and to be here for Lisa. It means so much to be here, Lisa. Legend has it that Ernest Hemingway was challenged to write a story with just 6 words. And he wrote, "For sale, baby shoes, never worn." It's a great exercise when you're thinking about summing up your own life or somebody else's life. And Lisa, may I humbly tell you my 6 words for you. Trailblazer, blindsided, resilient, not done yet. We all know Lisa's incredible accomplishments. I watched her meteoric rise throughout my career with the utmost admiration. I cheered her successes. Her accomplishments broke ground for all women. She inspired us all. Lisa didn't set the bar. Lisa is the bar. When I realized I would be working with her in London for Queen Elizabeth's funeral and again the coronation, I was so excited to work with this legend. And she is the force that I expected her to be. Lisa was unstoppable, crafting her journalism as always with her signature style and brilliant prose and storytelling. And there's truly a gleam in her eyes as she works. She exudes energy and confidence. And you can sense the sheer joy of a person who has mastered their craft and is doing what they love. It is who she is, and yet there is so much more to this incredible woman. She is a champion of human rights, a mentor, a thought leader, and she has a fierce heart. Lisa is still helping to get vulnerable children out of Afghan and mothers, their mothers and the men as well. Her partner, Michael, tells me she has been still spending many late nights and weekends working on this. And I don't know what Lisa is going to do next, but I do know it's going to be very meaningful. You are far from done. The past defines us, yes, but we have the power to define our future. And Lisa, your power has no limits. Not done yet. Now, I invite you all to watch a video that is going to give us even more insight into this incredible woman.
CTV National News with Lisa LaFlamme.
Good evening. This may be the last night the minority liberal...
You know Lisa LaFlamme as a trusted source for the news that matters, as a celebrated storyteller, a highly decorated news anchor and journalist, a Canadian media icon.
You remember when you could not go to school?
Yes, and I was scared that, these extremists would stop me.
It's one of the great ironies. You go to war to find freedom.
Does that mean you'd never pay to become a space tourist?
I would rather chew pieces of cement than get on a spaceship. You kidding me?
Lisa, you always upheld the highest standards of journalism. Truth and facts have always been your currency, and your conviction to uphold press freedom and democracy, always your core.
With a career spanning more than 30 years, Lisa LaFlamme has reported on the most important stories of our time with empathy and grace.
Some shocking video of something that's just happened in New York City. Apparently, an airplane has crashed into the World Trade Center.
Kouchner is sentenced to 20 years in prison.
But her impact is deeper than what we see on screen. Lisa LaFlamme is known for being the face of Canadian national news. But to countless women in journalism, she's a guiding light, an inspiration, a true mentor.
You are an incredible person, an icon, a powerhouse, and a true force in our industry. You've kicked down so many doors for women in journalism and opened up many opportunities for Indigenous journalists like myself.
As the first ever female anchor for CTV National News, Lisa understood the barriers that women face in the newsroom.
Women are outnumbered, outranked, outearned. It's all the stats point to the same thing.
And that's why she spent her career uplifting and supporting the women around her.
Having female role models like Lisa has made all the difference in my life. It's given me the confidence to become a reporter. Whether it was picking up a panicked phone call or a last-minute text message, she always answered, and she always made my stories so much better.
Lisa's incredible generosity and compassion don't end with her mentorship. Actively involved in numerous charitable organizations, including Plan International, Journalists for Human Rights, and Dress for Success, she's worked tirelessly to promote equality and opportunity for women and children all over the world.
Since you visited our school here, very big things have happened. Lives have been changed. More girls have enrolled here. Thank you for making Greenland an international school.
En Tunisie, on vous aime beaucoup, on vous suit. En Tunisie, vous êtes un leader pour nous, pour toute l'équipe, oui, au nom de toute l'équipe de GDH Tunisie, on vous aime beaucoup.
Thanks to her remarkable career on screen, her dedication to humanitarian causes, and her commitment to elevating female voices, Lisa is more than a legendary journalist. She's a champion of women everywhere.
She is the embodiment of an Inuit concept, Ayuinnata, which means to never give up and to persevere. She has called out sexism and ageism, particularly as women face an increase in online misogyny, abuse, and violence. Lisa inspires all of us to be who we are, to be comfortable with who we are, to be proud of who we are.
It's been a memorable year.
And when the time came, people followed her amazing example.
Dove Canada has launched a new campaign.
Wendy is going gray.
Fueling the hashtag #KeepTheGray.
From the time she was a fresh-faced reporter in Kitchener, Ontario, to her years as a role model for aging gracefully, Lisa has maintained her abiding curiosity, empathy, and enduring optimism. We need more journalists and storytellers like her, especially during these crazy, scary times.
The story of Lisa LaFlamme is far from over. So, here's to more of this, and especially this.
Lisa, you are a wonderful journalist and a wonderful woman. Congratulations on this award. It is so well deserved.
Thank you so much for being who you are. You deserve this award and many, many more. Huge congratulations, and I'm so proud to call you my friend and also my sister.
Congratulations on the CJF Tribute Award. I can't wait to see what you do next, or when we can get together and have that cocktail.
What you've done for journalism, what you've done for reporting, what you've done for women, what you have done for me personally. I'm just so proud to be your friend and to know you. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Please welcome Lisa LaFlamme.
Under the column, totally unfair, that video. Cynthia, wow, thank you so much. It's amazing. I'm going to try to keep it together because that video leaves me almost speechless, almost. I am so moved and grateful to all the work that's gone into it, and to see so many of the beautiful people that have left an imprint on my heart and my life. But I want to thank the Canadian Journalism Foundation for this great honor. Lorena McKenna, I don't even know what to say. I have bought so many tickets to so many of your shows over so many years. I love you so much, and it was amazing to hear you tonight perform. Your music stirs my soul, always. Especially, though, I want to thank Natalie Turvey and Kathy English for your support and kindness. Always, 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 but particularly this year. I am so incredibly lucky. It's amazing to be here tonight. It really is. It was incredible to hear Haroon, who I love, and I was so inspired by, to hear Adrienne Clarkson. It's been a rough week for former governors general, so bravo. Brilliant work keeping your side up there. And I love David Johnston, might I just say. But I recognize through this video that is incredibly moving. I have to stop thinking about it or I will be in the fetal position. But when I was thinking about what I wanted to actually say tonight, I came up with all of these noble phrases about the state of journalism today, the challenges we face as a polarized society, the volume of misinformation and disinformation, even outright lies. But I knew that Haroon and the beautiful, fabulous, brilliant Rachel Pulfer would cover that ground. So I thought, for me, this is such a profoundly personal award that it forced me to actually really think about how journalism has changed and even defined my life. It's defined my life as a woman and especially as a Canadian. I feel like it's actually always been part of me. In fact, I will, even one of my sisters did not believe me, but I am telling you right now, this is absolute fact. I remember vividly the first all-consuming news story that touched my life. It was 1973. I was 9 years old when the very few TV channels that existed were nonstop coverage of the Watergate hearings. Now, to be totally honest, it was not the testimony of Nixon's closest advisors that drew me in. Full disclosure, it was the fact that for 51 days there was no Hogan's Heroes, no Partridge Family, and no Brady Bunch to watch after school. So I had no choice. Call it the magnetic power of television, but it had me at, I am not a crook. It would also, although I did not know it at the time, make every single scandal that I would later go on to cover automatically end in the suffix "gate." So in the 70s, whether it was Watergate or Mary Richards in the WJM newsroom, I could not get the idea of journalism out of my head. Now I know I cannot be the only woman in this room who saw Mary Tyler Moore, women of a certain age, who saw Mary Tyler Moore and thought, you might just make it after all. Can I have some noise? Any ladies in the room who feel that, who love that apartment, loved it all? Well, after 35 years in this business, I can honestly say I have had bosses like Lou Grant. That includes you, Wendy Freeman, wherever she is. There she is. I have worked with a few too many Ted Baxters and not enough Murray Slaughters. But the camaraderie of a news team, the humor and the deep friendships that go with it, they are what have strengthened me to this very day. Now, I always say, in fact, it was Katie Couric who first said it, so I'm going to give her full credit tonight. She said to me, "Lisa, I've been in this business since harass was 2 words." And now, yes. And I told her, we had a wonderful breakfast in New York City a few weeks ago, and I said, "You know I'm going to steal that line, right?" And she goes, "I stole it." So I'm going to say, I have always said, I have been in this business since harass was 2 words. And it has been a fascinating journey. Tonight, though, for the very first time, I want to thank Ingrid Clark for calling in sick with a cold for her CKCO shift in Kitchener, Ontario on a random Saturday night in 1988, and thus giving me my very first TV reporting shot. So I have no idea where Ingrid ever ended up, but I am deeply grateful for that beautiful little flu bug. Not the flu bug we all experienced in 2020, but that little flu bug in '88. Here we are this many years later, and I could never have predicted how this journey would end for me. But journalists, we are experts in sudden change. This is a very tough business, and that is exactly how it should be. There is so much riding on it. We help people, but we also hurt people. So it becomes about finding the balance between toughness and fairness inside the newsroom and outside. We live in a world where civility seems to be disappearing. Everywhere we look, people are shouting at each other, insulting each other, and refusing to listen to each other's opinions. But it does not have to be this way. We can all work toward restoring respect and civility, not just in this business, but in politics and society at large, to disagree without being disagreeable, to listen to each other's opinions and respect them, especially if we don't agree with them, to have civil conversations even when we are passionate about our own beliefs. Now, I know that sounds like something Mary would have said, but I have to say, over the past year, I have had a lot of time to think and watch more than a few reruns. Through it all, though, through all of the sudden changes for so many journalists in this room and in this country and in this world, one thing has never changed. This work, this is about more than a business plan. It is about purpose. And I am grateful tonight to my spectacular friends, my fellow journalists. It's so amazing. I had a great chat with Bob Fife tonight, who, of course, is, as always, rocking the world and ripping it apart. And I love you for that, Bob, wherever you're sitting. Yes, let's applaud Bob Fife. Without him, we wouldn't know, and that's a problem. But I'm grateful to my friends, my fellow journalists, and my sweet, dear Michael, who have, particularly during the toughest days, still managed to deliver a very well-placed one-liner for a belly laugh that helps digest the day and move on to the next day, which is what we do as human beings and as journalists. It's going to take me some time to digest the magnitude of this award at this moment in time and in this room, Lorena McKenna. I thank you all for all of this from the bottom of my heart, and I say to the young journalists here in this room, and I am so proud of all of you and the work you're doing, just keep the fire alive. Thank you.